Charlie Kirk is no more, and unlike the children of Palestine whose names will remain unknown to the rest of the world, the US is going above and beyond to ensure the legacy of Charlie Kirk continues. We've seen news of a Charlie Kirk national holiday. He was given after his death by Trump a Medal of Freedom. Republicans have introduced a bill to mint 400,000 silver coins with Charlie Kirk's image, and news of even a statue going up. I get it, after such a gruesome assassination, many may feel the need to do something. Well, Mehdi Hasan has a few words to share about the legacy of Charlie Kirk. Let's take a look.
The other issue which you asked about Charlie Kirk. Look, I differ from you on this, Chris, and this is what we argued on Twitter. I think public figures are not private figures. I think public figures, when they die, of course we should be respectful to their families. I've said time and again that it breaks my heart to think about what his children are going through, what his widow is going through. It's horrific what happened to him. I can't even watch that video. I refuse to watch that video of what happened to him. But he's a public figure. I'm a public figure. Chris, you're a public figure. When we die, people are going to look at what we said and say, well, I agreed with him on this, I agreed with him on that. And the problem is Ken and the right are trying to almost deify him. What Ken just said is not true, that Charlie never called for violence, that Charlie was level. Charlie called for me to be deported from America because he didn't like a monologue I did on COVID. He called for Joe Biden to be executed by death penalty. We can go down the list. I know you don't want to hear. Let's not make this a Charlie Kirk rhetoric thing. But I don't know what else to say. When I hear Ken saying things that I think are untrue, then I have to respond. You know me, Chris, it's in my nature. I have to respond and say, well, that's not true. Here are the facts. Just last week, the day before he died, the day before he was brutally murdered, he said that Islam is the sword the left is using to slit the throat of America. I don't think that's rhetoric that people should be emulating. I find that deeply offensive rhetoric. Obviously, it doesn't justify killing him. Nothing justifies killing him. But please don't tell me that he was a level-headed person who never insulted or abused anyone. That's just not true. He asked for people to post bail on the guy who attacked Paul Pelosi in his home, a violent extremist, Trump supporter, election denier, who attacked Paul Pelosi in his home, is now in prison for attempted murder. Charlie called for bail to be posted for him by an American hero. So that's the kind of rhetoric I don't think we need or emulate.
Mehdi, what is the difference? What is the difference between telling the truth and rationalizing the murder? That's why I talk about time, place, and manner. That when you say, look, this is unacceptable, but he said a lot of terrible things, it sounds like you're not as upset that he was murdered because he said those things.
With respect, Chris, that's not what I said. I said his murder is inexcusable. I've said that consistently, as have we all. But I was responding to Ken saying that Charlie was X, Y, Z. If Ken and the right, and Ken, I'm not picking on you, but the right in general, were not treating him like a new MLK. I'm seeing people saying he was a literal saint. He should have a statue put up in Congress. Chris, am I supposed to just let that go and not say, we probably shouldn't have a statue in Congress for a man who says Islam is a religion being used to slit the throat of the West, that Muslims like me are conquerors? This is the kind of stuff he said. Am I supposed to not respond to that political rhetoric?
Well, I think it's about how you respond to it and when you respond to it. The guy was just murdered. I mean, there's a reason why when people die, if you go to the wake, you don't stare down at the box, and say the guy was kind of a bum too. And that's why your interview with Omar bothered a lot of people.
If I may.
Hold on. Just 1 second. Look. 1 second, Ken, because Chris just brought up your
last point.
I've sat aside for a lot of seconds.
My last point on this. Chris, you misrepresented Ilhan Omar. You echoed a tweet from a right-wing person who said that she was celebrating his death, that she said he had it coming. Completely false. And we are journalists, Chris. We're in the truth business, not the non-offensive business. You should delete that tweet because it's not accurate.
It's not happening.
She never said he had it coming. She condemned it. She said she was upset for his wife.
No, I didn't say she said she had it coming.
The guy you retweeted did. The guy you retweeted did. He falsely put words in her mouth.
But that doesn't mean I own what he says. You ever see retweets don't include endorsements? Everybody says on their stupid prophylaxis Twitter. It's not a false claim because here's why. That was his take on her saying, I condemn it, I worry about his family, but this is what he said.
That's false.
I don't think so. And look, people can decide for themselves. Ken, last word to you.